I just want to say at the start of this video, I am so sorry for the echo that will be occurring. There will not be an echo in the videos, um, like the original videos, but there will be an echo in my video because I am new to recording with the software, so I didn't know that there would be an echo due to the microphone setup that I'm using. I did figure it out afterwards though, so after this video, there will be no more echoes at all. Hey, all my guys and girls, it's PL3X here, and today we're going to be talking about the Vshojo situation. Now, I've only watched Iron Mouse's video, so uh, I will be getting insight more and more as I dive deeper into this with you guys. Um, Sorry for no like long form update like videos recently. I haven't really felt strongly about much. I'm going to try and keep this as non side picking as possible. Um, if it does happen, I am sorry. And let's jump right in.
I am leaving Bishojo. Unfortunately, I recently found out that for the past couple of months, I have been misled by Bishojo. With the information that I currently have, I believe that I am owed a significant amount of funds, which I have not been paid. And most importantly, the thing that hurts me the most is that the Immune Deficiency Foundation, which is the most important charity to me, and also the reason why I'm here today, is owed over $500,000 from Bishojo. I know that this is a lot, and it's very important for me to be honest with all of you. I really want to tell you everything, but unfortunately, right now, I have been instructed by my attorney to wait for more of the legal procedure to unfold. So one day I will be able to tell you the full story.
Now, what I do want to say before we, continue on and have you guys listen to a whole 11 minutes, because I'm not just gonna listen to 58 seconds with you guys and then just jump to the next video. That's not how I'm gonna do it. I'm going to let the entire video run to its end to, spread awareness about this and so on and so forth. Um, but the thing I wanted to say was she how like a bunch of these VTuber companies are like all bad. Uh, like there's been like Blue Sky, there's been Vshojo, like every VTubing company has just been turned out to be a bad place to go. So what my advice to anyone who is trying to be a VTuber would be is to just try and make it on your own. If you can't make it on your own, try and find some people to help you. Try and find like a manager that you can talk to and stuff like that. And yes, I know with the whole Cinder situation, that's also kind of iffy, but I believe in you. You got this. Anyways, I'm gonna let Iron Mouse take the floor, and I'm not gonna speak till the end of the video, I guess, unless I have something else that pops into my head.
But for now, I just need to let you know that I will no longer be a part of Bishojo. If you give me a moment of your time, I just want to tell you a little bit about myself. I know for a lot of people right now that this might be the first time you're ever watching me. I became a VTuber because I really wanted to make friends. I was very lonely due to the fact that I have a primary immune deficiency disease called CVID. I basically have a low to near non-functioning immune system, which means I get sick a lot, and it.
Now, if I'm being honest, I actually never heard of this until she said it and like talked about it, which just shows it's not exactly the most common thing. And it's really good to spread awareness about this kind of thing, because if someone like me, if some random Joe Blow doesn't know about it and they get it, that's gonna be devastating to them. So it's really good to like spread awareness about this disease. It's really good to spread awareness about what it can do, how to prevent it, how to keep yourself safe, and how to keep others safe. Um, so I just want to say shout out to Iron Mouse. I hope that she uh wins whatever. If she's going to court, I hope she wins that. If she's deciding to keep it lower, then that's fine. Um, but yeah, I just want to say good luck to you, Iron Mouse, and I'm gonna let her speak now.
Caused me to remain isolated for long periods of my life. So then I found streaming, and I thought about giving it a try because I wanted to see if I could make some friends online because I honestly couldn't ever leave my room. I never really expected to grow an audience or anything. It was one of the last things on my mind. I just thought that I would stream to, 5 to 10 people and just hang out from time to time, make some friends, play games, and just continue on with my life. But unfortunately, I was too scared to stream with my face. So, a friend of mine recommended that I try an app called FaceRig that would allow me to use an anime avatar to stream. And that's how I started VTubing. It took me a while to take it seriously and even begin to think about maybe being able to grow a community and even make this a career. I think I
So another thing I want to say for this, if you feel like you want to go to VTubing for any reason, I say if you have the money to do it, it's great to try and do it.
grow a community and even make this a career. I think I really started to take it seriously around the time when I was a pro.
But something I wanted to say is don't doubt yourself. If you want to try to be a VTuber, I say go right ahead. If you ain't got the money, I say save up for it if you want to. Just don't. If you want to try something, try it. This life is too short for you not to try the things you want to try. And another big thing I want to say is never give up on your dreams. If your dream is to become a big streamer, just and try again until it works. Yes, you might have to do it on the side, but you can still do it and still try and prosper from it. So that's my main thing I wanted to say.
Approach to join Vshojo, and it was through Vshojo that I was able to grow into the Iron Mouse that I am today. When I was approached in 2020 and asked to join Vshojo, it seemed like a good idea, but I honestly did not know if I could ever be a corporal VTuber because I felt like I just couldn't. In my mind, I saw myself as unhireable, which is why streaming worked for me. I had no boss, no strict rules, I had no hours, no expectations. It was all up to me, and due to the fact that I have lived my life chronically ill and being unable to do much of anything, I just felt like there was no way that anyone would ever take me or want me. For a while, I was struggling to make a decision because I was afraid about my anonymity and afraid about trusting people because I felt like every time I put my trust in people, it always ends in grief for me. So I was worried about expectations and a million and one other things. But I ultimately decided to join Vshojo. It really pains me that I am unable to fully explain why I am leaving. But for right now, here's what I am allowed to share with you. I would always be told how important I was for the company, and I was always told that I was needed in order for the company to succeed. Although that was very positive to hear, it put a lot of pressure and a lot of stress on me to the point where I felt guilt tripped into signing. I felt responsible for everybody. I felt responsible for staff.
Okay. There's something else I want to say here. If you ever notice this kind of pattern in somebody, try and correct it as best as you can. If they don't want to listen, if they don't want to like try and make things better, if they don't want to try and improve upon themselves, then I say let them fall, honestly, because if they won't listen for help, then there's nothing you can do to help them. Um, as someone who spent most of his life trying to help everybody and had a motto of never giving up on people, I've learned that motto just leads to more pain. Uh, it leads to roadblocks. Um, if you can make that motto work, go for it. More power to you. But it did not work for me. Um, and overall, just try and help them. Like get out of this, like kind of like manipulative kind of way. Now, I'm not saying everybody who says something like that is being manipulative. I'm saying when you notice a pattern of manipulation, try and stray that person off of that path. I'm not saying like guess everybody that if and see which one's being manipulative, because sometimes there's nobody that's being manipulative, and, so I want to just say this, you know as a kind of backbone to my yapping, that don't just see somebody saying, "Oh, you're really important to this company" or something like that, and then immediately take it as manipulative. Because some people just are saying it as a compliment and don't mean to be like that. Um, but when you see somebody constantly like trying to manipulate somebody, just try and stray them off that path. If they don't want to listen to your help, there's nothing you can really do. But I'm gonna let Iron Mouse take the floor again as we continue.
And talent alike. And I felt like if I didn't do this, and if I didn't stay, I was hurting everybody, and I was destroying everybody's life. But this didn't feel right with me, and I began to feel extremely uncomfortable. As my viewers know, privacy has always been one of my biggest concerns. I've had a lot of scary experiences in my life, so one amazing thing for me was the fact that Vishojo handled all my payments, and it meant that I never had to give out any of my personal information. So that was always a blessing to me.
This is a blessing and a curse. So when you give big companies like this the opportunity to handle your books and stuff like that, now again, I want to forefront, I think is the word I'm looking for, this with saying not all companies are going to be like Vshojo. Not all companies are going to just try and take your money. But it allows the company and people in the company easier access to your money. Now, will most companies just say, okay, we're going to do what you want with it? Absolutely. Will there be sometimes companies like Vshojo? Absolutely. That just, sit there and wait for you to get big and then, take your money? Absolutely. There's those everywhere in every single industry. Shoot, even in the gaming industry, which I love so much, has so many people that just try and take other people's money. Um, but that's besides the point. Um, so something I want to say about this whole entire situation. $50,000 is a lot of money. Um, yes, some people see it as not that much because rent's already $1,000. Blah 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 blah. But $50,000 to the average person is a lot of money. Um, if a company is willing to just take that much money, it is no use in staying at that company. Because if you stay at a company like that, they're bound to repeat that mistake. and it's very hard to sway a company off of its darker path when like the entire company's in on it because of the fact that it's multiple people and like well yes you might be able to sway like one or two there's still gonna be like five more that are like we want the money and this that the other um so my main takeaway from Iron Mouse's video, mind you, it's not even over yet. But my main takeaway from Iron Mouse's videos is don't really trust VTubing companies. VTubing companies are all bad because like you have like the Blue Sky situation, you have what was it, Ninja Sanji situation, you have the Vshojo situation. There, all of these big corpo VTuber companies have just shown to be absolutely despicable and just bad all around. So, from what I take from her finding out that Vshojo is bad, is just don't trust corporate companies that run VTubers at all. Um, Now, maybe there might be one down the line that's good. Absolutely. I'm not saying, oh, new ones are bad as well. I'm simply here to say that corporate companies that run VTubing companies, my bad, um, are currently in a bad place. They are all in bad situations. They all have been shown to do bad things. So just try and like stay away from that kind of thing. Um, and let's get back into watching Iron Mouse's video.
As time went on, I decided that I wanted to try to start pulling out my remaining funds because I wanted to start taking over my own finances. This is what led me to this point. Throughout the years, Connor and I have raised around $4 million for the Immune Deficiency Foundation. The majority of the money raised is through Tiltify at events like the Cyclothon, the charity auction, and other miscellaneous events that we've had. However, because of the success of my first subathon, I decided to donate half the earnings of my following two subathons to the Immune Deficiency Foundation. The first time I tried this, it worked great. Over 200,000 people supported me, and because of that, we raised over $329,350 to the Immune Deficiency Foundation. Because the money came from my Twitch revenue instead of a Tiltify link, it required Vshojo to make the donation on my behalf. They promptly sent the payment, and Subathon was a huge success. So I decided to do it again the next year. My last Subathon was one of the biggest events I've ever done. The support was overwhelming, and I ended up getting over 300,000 subscribers and breaking the all-time sub record. But this also meant that we had raised $515,000 for the Immune Deficiency Foundation. I once again asked Vshojo to make the donation on my behalf, but unfortunately, still a year later, Vshojo has not paid the charity. The Immune Deficiency Foundation means the world to me. Connor and I have both spent a ton of energy, time, and resources raising money for charity. And we're both so proud to be able to say that we've raised nearly $4 million for charity. We almost always raise money for the Immune Deficiency Foundation. They help people with primary immune deficiency diseases or
I will pause this so you can read it if you like. I haven't personally read it yet. By the way, let me know how I can improve on my commentary down in the comment section, please, and thank you. Um, I'm a very, I'm kind of new to this kind of commentary thing, so I want feedback. I want to know how I can improve. But so yeah, this is the video that everybody knows, everybody has given love to. Show love to the original video. I will leave the link to the original video in my description because you should go show love to Iron Mouse herself and all the other videos that we're gonna be watching. in today's video, and yeah, it this is seeming like one big, like, kind of like crumble of a VTubing corporation, cause like everybody has left Vshojo, at least to my knowledge, um, which is good, because Vshojo does not deserve to have any idols with them after stealing $50,000 from a charity. I want to repeat that. They stole $50,000 from a charity. Just let that sink in. So yeah, um, I I think it's crazy to take $50,000 from a charity. Um, it would have been a little bit less crazy if it was just from her herself. It still would not have been good, but it would have been a little bit less crazy if they did that. Um, but yeah. So let me just click continue.
EI, which are inherited disorders where a part of the body's immune system is missing or doesn't function properly, which makes people like me more prone to infection. And this includes over 450 different conditions. The Immune Deficiency Foundation is a charity that is near and dear to my heart and has a particular significance in my life. When my health first started getting really bad, the Immune Deficiency Foundation helped me immensely when I really had nowhere else to turn. I was terrified, I was lonely, and I was confused. I honestly didn't really know what was going on, and I never ever want anyone else to go through that. This entire situation has broken me. I just wanted to do something good and to give back to a community that helped me. But unfortunately, that's not the case. As much as I would like to continue to talk about this, unfortunately, I can't. So, to recap, I believe that I am owed a significant amount of funds, which I have not been paid. And most importantly, the Immune Deficiency Foundation is owed over $500,000 from Vshojo. I really wish that I could tell you more, but right now, I have been advised to wait for legal proceedings. As of right now, I am an independent VTuber. I am at a loss of what to do right now. I'm kind of processing everything. I'm very sad and very confused. Once again, I want to apologize to the Immune Deficiency Foundation and to my community who has shown so much support to me. I also wanted to say that all the ad money made from this video will go towards the Immune Deficiency Foundation. I honestly don't know what I'm going to do. I really, like I said, I really haven't had much time to process this. But below the video in the description box is a link to a donation fund for the Immune Deficiency Foundation. Thankfully, any donations made through Tiltify go directly to the charity. That link is also there if you've heard about this and would like to support the Immune Deficiency Foundation. Sometime this month, I plan on doing a special live stream in order to raise money for the Immune Deficiency Foundation. I hope to have a ton of friends joining me, and hopefully there'll be a lot of singing and a lot of fun and just a day full of happiness. I just honestly really want to show that after all of this, that VTubing is a force for good.
Great video. Um, I want to say the fact that she has the will to make a stream after all this is phenomenal. Again, shout out to Iron Mouse. Please go show her some love. She has like now sadly I cannot donate due to the fact that I don't have money right now. Um, but I will I will say I recommend um you know I recommend donating. So we will be watching all the ones I can find. Um, show her some love too. I will also be leaving her thing in the description and whatnot.
Okay, you really think I, out of anyone, would know how to do this, y'all? Alright, I will have to say TTS is off for the stream because we're talking about something serious. I will start off light in a light note because obviously, I don't want to been crazy. I don't want to add to the crazy too much. Today, I'm only gonna be talking about my own situation and no one else. I am in no way talking about other people or representing anyone but myself, okay? So it's just me. So there's a lot that I will have to talk about. Let's just pull it off like whack, shall we? The situation! Yeah. Today, chat, I have officially left Vshojo, which is insane to say. Yeah, I have officially left Vshojo, so I'm not part of it anymore. On Twitter and stuff, there's like that handle thing. I don't think it's in my control. I'm not sure if Vshojo will be announcing this publicly due to everything that's been going on. But yeah, officially now, I will continue as just me. Yay. The reason behind this, as some of you may know, I can't get into too much specifics due to the legalities and all that big brain stuff. And I was told to be careful with what I say. I wanted to go live today because I want to give you guys clarity and updates and security on everything that's going on because I think you guys, out of everyone, deserve to know. I know you guys probably must feel like confused or upset and stuff like that. I'm sorry that I can't tell you guys everything, but I hope I can tell you guys enough to the best of my abilities, and I'll do my best because I just don't want you guys to feel like confused. So
Okay, so to start off, the fact that she's even saying something is good. I understand why she's like explaining why she's sorry that she can't say it all, but even saying just like the smallest piece of information is still good to get awareness of these kinds of situations, and it's really good to say anything at all that you can. If you need to say something, please do. If you feel like something bad is going on in like a company that you're in, if you feel bad about anything like that, um, you can say it here. I don't mind. Um, but this V Shoujo situation is just abhorrent, and I really hope that you all show like love and care to these channels I'm showing right now because they deserve it. They really do.
I'm sure at this point, a lot of you guys have watched or at least heard of Mousie's video by now. If you haven't, please go watch it and support her because she's very sweet and I care about her a lot and she deserves all the love. But for today, I'll just be talking about my own situation and I might be bringing up similar points that Mouse have stated in her video, so I'm so sorry if this may sound a little bit repetitive, but basically, I recently found out that Vshojo owes me a good amount of unpaid debt. I also have other reasons that I was advised not to get into or say too much of as of now, so I'm sorry if I can't talk about that, but this is just one reason that has led me to my decision of terminating my contract with Vshojo, and I want you guys to know it's not fully about like the money for me. I wanted to give you guys a quick backstory on everything just so then you can fully understand what has been kind of going on. So back then when I started streaming, way back then. I did it at first as a way to hang out with my friends. As you know, I really enjoyed anime and music, and I am a big fan of 3D concerts. Especially back then, I was quite a 3D concert nerd, and I have a hard time talking to people because I have really bad social anxiety. And VTubing has taught me how to talk to people more and feel more comfortable in my own skin, which is ironic because we're VTubers. I could hang out with my friends who couldn't participate or be in call, and they can hang out with me too. And it's really nice. From there, we could also meet more people together. And I always saw this as just a fun hobby that connects like minded, passionate people together. And I just saw it as that, right? And then I got picked up by another thing. And honestly, some of you may already know the story. So it went how it went. Safe to say, after that, I had a lot of doubt and fear and anxiety coming out of that situation. I still enjoyed streaming. Though I still enjoyed streaming, I realized that once money is involved, maybe my type of approach to the streaming world is a bit different. Honestly, I know a lot of people have told me that, maybe how I see things may be a bit naive or stupid, but I don't know, maybe I'm just stupid. However, after everything that has happened, Vshojo picked me up and they reassured me that this would not happen again and that they treat me better than before. And I'm gonna be so honest, chat, they did. I've spoken about this in the past, and oh god, fuck, I'm so sorry if I cried today. I don't want to mute because that would that would be really awkward. But I know before in the past I've said a lot of really good things, and this is why I think the backstory is quite important. I kind of feel ashamed about it. Well, not ashamed, maybe embarrassed. I was super relieved because I thought I finally found a group of people that were in it for the passion and the fun. Because I don't, again, I might sound dumb, but it was just a big, like, nice little reminder for me, I guess. And I was just really happy to find like-minded people that were willing to talk to me and even support me and help me rebuild all over again. And in the start, Vshojo did that for me. Because before I joined Vshojo, I'm aware that I came with a lot of baggage. I wasn't like the easiest hire, I think. At that time, I've slipped into like past bad habits. At that time, that's probably the most TOS friendly way I can describe that. But my brain wasn't the best, and Vshojo gave me a second chance, and they said that they'd handle everything for me because they knew how, they knew how I was like that, and the things I could and wasn't capable of doing. They told me that they'd help me sort out everything, and past me really needed that because I was scared, and honestly I was doubtful, and I'll admit it, I was very inexperienced, and Vshojo helped. Because of that,
And now, as you can see with, shoot, my bad, hold on. I forget how to say her name, and I don't want to mess it up. Michi. There we go. With with Michi's video, we see how there's like a pattern, right? There's a pattern of they treated her bad, so she left, and they're like, hey, this won't happen again. We'll be better. So she came back and she was like, oh, hey, yeah, they are treating me better. And this kind of cycle is very bad to get into. But overall, now mind you, I haven't been watching Michi for a while. I have, like, just recently, started watching her. Now, so sadly, I don't know the earlier situations she's talking about, but what I do know is what she's talking about now, and how basically she apparently had something bad with Vshojo happen before, so she left, and she came back, like, because like they came back to her like, hey, we'll be better, and they did treat her better for the most part, but it kind of kept that, like, pattern. They started a pattern of doing bad things and, taking money and this, that, the other. And so you just see a pattern of bad. and that's how you know something is probably going to go wrong. Now, I'm not saying judge something based on a pattern. I'm saying you see this pattern, it's likely to happen again, but it's not guaranteed. People can change.
I met a lot of amazing people that I can now call my friends. I've also experienced things I've never been able to experience before, and got to meet every single one of you guys in chat. And I want to mention that because even after everything, I'm still very grateful to them for allowing me to try this again. Yeah. But also because of this, I have publicly and privately praised Vshojo a lot because I saw them. You know, I'm reading notes, y'all. Okay, we're back. We're back, y'all. Alright, where were we? I can't do this. Yes, I can. No, yes, I can. Alright. Okay, I have publicly and privately praised Vshojo because I saw them giving me this opportunity and platform as a big gift, right? Like a second chance, and I wanted to return the favor however much I can because I trusted them, and I trusted that they had our best intentions in mind. And, you know, that's how it works. I never ask too much or look too deeply into things. And I know that this probably might sound like, oh, Michi, you're kind of an idiot. But the reason was because I didn't have a reason. I didn't have a reason to do that. I thought.
And this is like one of like the many ways that people who like manipulate other people and whatnot. This is kind of how they get people. They act nice and caring and this that the other. Um, so you don't have a reason to really look into what they're doing, and so they are able to get away with stuff. Now, no, I'm not saying just look into everything, even if you don't have a reason. I'm saying that sometimes people like this will act nice to you, will act this, that, the other, when in reality they're stabbing you in the back. And it especially happens with like corporations and whatnot. But either way, this is still very important. This is very bad. I wish I'll say it again. I wish that all of you will show love to the original videos that are shown in this video. Um, Now I don't know when you guys will be seeing this, but as of now, the Iron Mouse video is 5 days old. I will still have to edit and whatnot, but yeah. So I'm going to give Michi the floor again and let her continue.
Well, yeah. So all of this have definitely came as a shock to me, and I'm sorry to every one of you guys. I know I've spoken a lot about like, you know, as streamers we have a platform, and you know, you gotta use it carefully, and I really genuinely apologize. I trusted them, and I just never really had the reason to ask. However, with saying all this, I would like to say that I am not gonna be ending my streaming here. I'm still going to be continuing as myself, Michi. And if you'd still have me, I'd be so thankful to you. I'm so grateful for all the support you've sent me, and I hope you continue to support my friends. Mainly, they're very kind and they mean the world to me, man. I just want them to be okay, and I want them to be happy.
I agree with this 100%. You definitely should show love to the people who went through this. And oh, it's raining. Anyways, um, and as I said for Iron Mouse, it's very very strong to be able to just look these kinds of situations in the face and say, I'm gonna keep pushing, I'm gonna keep streaming, I'm gonna keep going. And it's always very difficult to keep going after something like this. Even like small things can like diminish someone's confidence in doing something. So I can't imagine something like this and how diminishing that would be to continue streaming. But they still find a drive to do it, and I applaud that massively. And I just want to say you should show lots of love to everyone who had to go through something with Vshojo, because everyone who had to go through it is struggling, probably. Well, not struggling. Is having to deal with the aftermath and whatnot.
And I want you guys to be okay and to be happy, because by the end of the day, you know, I've never been like shy about admitting it, right? As streamers, well, our income is your income. It's just what it is. So you guys' support, like, you are the reason I'm allowed to be here, and I take that very, very seriously. So I'm sorry that I didn't do my due diligence enough, and I just want you guys to be okay, especially my friends. I know that this is like, it must be tough for everyone going through it. I don't want to talk about it too much. It's not my story to tell. And
Yeah, see, like I said, it's got to be horrible to go through. And as I said, I never went through something like this, so I can't say how it feels at all. But go show some love.
please don't pressure anyone to talk about it too. I am not in the brightest place right now, but I want to stay as positive as I can. I appreciate you guys a lot, and I just to make it very clear, even though I mentioned the monetary aspect of it, the reason I bring that up is because that is one of the only things I can somewhat talk about. But for me personally, it's not really about the money. If you guys know me, you know that I am not the most business oriented, perhaps. I go with the vibes. I like to believe in the vibes and the whimsy and the pinky promises, you know what I mean? So when I trust people, I fully trust them, and I am very loyal to the people that I trust. This for me is somewhat like a breach of that. Personally, that's just how I feel. Where I'm not saying, and please know that I'm like, don't blame, like, don't point any fingers. And honestly, I did not expect that I would have to do this again, y'all. I'm gonna be real with you. I thought that I was at that point, I would never have to do this again. But it's okay, because just because we had to do it again doesn't mean it's always that bad. I guess. Anyways, I want you guys to know that I appreciate you guys a lot. This may be a very selfish ask from me, considering I know that I'm not the only one affected, and by that I mean you guys are affected, right? Emotionally. I know that you all are going through something too, but please, in this community, if it's okay for me to selfishly ask, please don't spread any ill speculations, harassment, bullying, and hate to anybody. There's already so much negativity going around, and I know that I don't say this as much as I really do, but I really do care for all of you. I selfishly just want us to have each other to rely on, be with together, so we can grow stronger as a community.
Now that's one thing I want to work on, is kind of, instead of looking at a situation like the recent Corey situation, blah blah blah, instead of pointing fingers like, oh, this person's right or that person's right. Instead, I want to be like, here's the information, and please do with it what you will. Now, will I sometimes accidentally say my opinion? Absolutely. Will I sometimes say my opinion on purpose? Yes. But please, please, please don't just follow what I say blindly. If you feel what I say is incorrect, that's perfectly fine. If you feel what I say is absolutely wrong and should not be taken as truth, that's fine. If you want to say it in the comments, go right ahead. Um, I'm not here to stop you. I'm not here to, combat you on it. Um, all I know is how I feel personally and the information that's in front of me, and I'm simply here to spread awareness about the situation and to let y'all know, to show them some love, and please, please, please don't spread hate. Don't go and bash somebody because you think that they were like someone who just didn't know, and so they're the problem. Please don't do anything like that, please. Uh, just try and just show love to the people who are going through it right now. And I'm really happy that Michi is trying to keep everything positive despite everything that's happening. Um so now we go on to the third video. Oh god. I'm not I'm sorry. I will leave this video in the description, but I'm not able to watch this right now. Um okay.
Hello. Thank you so much for coming today. My name is Henya the Genius, and
Now, I have never seen her before or anything, but I'm still going to like the video and whatnot, because it's very nice to show these people some love.
thank you so much for coming. Oh, sorry, I am really nervous right now, and my first language is Japanese, so I am not good at explaining or English, so sorry if I sounds weird, but I am going to explain my current situation and my future plans. Sorry, I'm just so nervous right now. 本日は本当に来てくださいましてありがとうございます。ヘニャザジーニアスでございます。
Okay, hold on. Let me turn on English subtitles.
すいません、めっちゃ緊張してるので、ちょっと今日は硬い。
Okay, I can't commentate over this because I can't understand the language. I'm so sorry. Again, I will leave the video in the description if you want to watch it yourself. Go ahead. I'm so sorry I can't watch all of them.
I am leaving Vshojo. I'm leaving Vshojo. Sorry if this was a surprise, however, there's literally no way for this to not be a surprise, so, I mean, what can you do? Surprise, however, there's literally no way for this to not be a surprise, so...
Okay, there. This was posted 2 days ago. Okay, yeah. So this is like the first time I'm seeing this at all. So you guys are gonna get like a first time reaction and whatnot.
So, I mean, what can you do? This is a choice I made. This is a choice I have been considering for quite some time. This is a choice I've been thinking about a lot. This was not a quick decision or anything like that. This is something that was a lot of thought. And I want to say I announced this Wednesday, 2 days before the actual leaving date. I want to make sure you know this wasn't announced because it was just decided then or anything like that. This is something that was decided a while back, and then this is just our announcement date and our departure date. There were a few people that saw the announcement and were like, oh my god, this is such short notice. You decided and then you're leaving in 2 days, but no, it was a longer process than that, okay? This is a very sad and upsetting thing for me. At the same time, it's bittersweet because there are a lot of good things that are coming out of this, which is why I made this decision. And I'll talk about, the future and what I can do and etc. so that you understand that. But the way I'm speaking about this is going to be really matter of fact. There's a lot of stuff that I cannot say. Again, I am under or have been under contract, and I am always going to be under NDA, things like that. And there are a lot of legal reasons why I won't be able to go into certain things. So if I can't say something or I can't comment on it, it's okay if you ask, if you go in my chat and you're like, what about this? And I can't say it, I won't just gloss over it. I'll just go, hey, I can't answer that, so you know. Because I want to be very, as much as I can be, very open and honest on that. I've gotten to process
This is very nice as well. Just making sure to let people know, hey, if you ask me, I'm not just gonna like push it over, just not even talk about it. Like she's saying, if I see it, I'm going to say, hey, I'm not allowed to talk about that. Sorry, and keep pushing. It's very nice to like have that be a thing. Because with how kind of secretive people have to be due to NDAs and so on and so forth. It really sucks, but we have to accept it and we have to keep pushing. And I really like how she's handling this. I really like how she's trying to be as open and honest about it as she can be. And I'm gonna just give her the floor and stop yapping.
a lot of this, so I feel very comfortable talking about it and all that. Sorry for not crying in this video or whatever, but again, this is something that has been a long
Now that is, I'm guessing comedy, but I'm cutting that out of the video.
time coming. As far as my members go, there's no world in which I don't want to be in a group with them. From a social perspective, from a personal perspective, I love them so much. But Vshojo isn't just a group of some creators and that's it. It's a company. It's a company with staff and all of this. And at the end of the day, if what I want and how I want to do things doesn't align with the company side of things, then my choice is, do I want to work with the company or not, right? It's a business thing. So I want to make that really, really, really clear. The members have nothing to do with this decision other than making leaving really difficult for me because I have so much love for them and I do love being in a group with them. And I want that. However, they're my friends, right? They're my friends. And if I want to do things with them, I can DM them and ask them to do things with me. They can, if they want to be my friend, they can DM me and say, hey, do you want to do this? That is something that has always been the case, something that will always be the case. So just to clarify, because a lot of people did ask, like, oh my God, can you still be with the members, right? Can you still do things with them? Can you still collab? Will you still be? Yeah, I just have to DM them. I don't think it will feel any different from your guys' perspective, but I just want to make that clear because a few people asked. As they said in their tweet, Vshojo mentioned I did work a lot internally and externally to promote, improve, move forward the brand, the company. I absolutely did, and a lot of the stuff that I did is not stuff that you guys would ever see. You would never see the hours put in. The results of these things you wouldn't even see. This is stuff that just was, a lot of it was purely back end. There were some things that didn't get over the finish line that I want to be able to do now, etc. I don't know how to say this other than like, hey man, I put a lot of time in. Sorry it wasn't stuff that you could see, but I really, really, really did. And the good thing that comes out of this with me being independent is a lot of that time that I spent working on something internal is now just my own time that I reclaim, right? It's just my own time that I can use for example, YouTube videos that I want to do. There were a lot of stream ideas that I had that some of them I kind of did initially, and then didn't do for a while. I want to be able to do those. On top of this, so much of what I was doing, like on this channel, for example, I was so focused on the group, pushing forward like good PR. I joined during a year when the group had just lost a bunch of talents, and then one joined, and then it was me. There was still a lot of uncertainty. There were a lot of people just kind of like sitting there like, what's gonna happen, And so my goal was to do positive, good PR realistically, right? And just talk about my experience and talk about a lot of things. And I ended up doing so much of that on my own channel that I felt like, looking back, I went, I really didn't go over a lot of the topical stuff that I wanted to initially before I started, doing a lot of these videos. I don't know, I feel like we still hit some of it and a lot of people really loved a lot of that stuff. But I want to make sure that that is the lion's share of what's being done. So in the future, a lot of the topics that I had, a lot of the ideas for video formats that I had, all of these things, those are all moving forward, which is going to be really nice. I'm excited for that. For the future, I come from a background that's like very ultra corporate, working in big companies. So I'm excited to be 100% the owner of all operations, business stuff, setting up communications, how we're going to do things, etc. I like working with a small team on this. I like very collaborative work, and being able to have their input on it as well. And that's what I'll be able to do as an indie. I feel like that suits me really well. I don't dislike doing things in bigger structures necessarily. I don't hate that. It just...
I need to go grab a bottle of water, so I will be right back. Okay, so I want to say, I love how she's handling it, and I like how she's explaining like her side, cause, well, yes, it's always nice to have the people explaining, like the bad stuff that they went through and whatnot. It's also nice to kind of have the other side, the side that didn't really know what was going on and kind of left due to them finding out or even them just leaving before even finding out. Because it's really nice to see, all sides of the situation. And also after this, I will, search up, um, you know, Twitter for their response and whatnot. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna leave all the video links that I've seen in the description of this video. And please show them so much love.
For right now, I think this is what I need. On top of that, here are things that I can talk about for sure. Merch control and all that, being able to be involved in decision making and doing everything with deciding, I want this, I want that, I want this number of these things. I kind of already did. I was always able to work with who I wanted. I was always able to be very involved, and that's not going to change. Merch will be available. The link to the store will be a different link, and that's probably the only difference you'll feel. Other benefits of doing things myself being indie is like just full control over legal and financial as well, right? Just I have my own lawyer hired in for everything financial. I am overseeing 100%. All the information on how everything's going and what status everything's at, aggregated in front of me all the time, is good. Because I'm a streamer, right? I'm a content creator. I need to be the point person on a lot of this for me to function the way I want. Same thing with sponsorships, kind of similar to the merch where, most of the sponsorship stuff I did myself anyway. Again, a vast majority of sponsorships are things where I have a direct relationship with some company already, and that's how I facilitate a lot of this stuff, or, they email me and I just talk to them. As far as events go, I have a lot planned with that too. You'll still see me having a big presence at a lot of conventions, as I always did. We're gonna do walkarounds, we're gonna do things at booths, we're gonna have meet and greets and all of that. A lot of the ones that I did, with third party anyway, so that's not really gonna change. The only difference is if you go to AX and you see a Vshojo booth or something, and you see a bunch of faces plastered on the side, my face is not gonna be one of the faces plastered on the side. That's really it. Like, you won't see that, but if you turn around and look across the hall, my face will probably be over there. Okay, so last thing, there were a couple of FAQs when I announced during my stream and on Twitter that I was leaving. There were people asking the same questions.
Oh wait, I was supposed to say I don't know what an FAQ is, but then, then I, realized frequently asked questions.
over and over, so I wanted to state the answers here just to keep that really clear. I did have my editor grab stuff from my stream and put that on my clips channel, so there is that as well. You may have already seen that, but I just wanted to put it here. Number one, are you graduating? No, this is not a graduation. If anyone's like, what does that mean? Because you don't watch VTubers a lot. That's when a VTuber retires their character. No, this is not that. I'll be streaming as usual. My schedule has not changed at all. I'm still gonna be Giga. I've owned all of my channels the whole time. Literally everything I've always owned. Out before, during, and after Vshojo. None of that's changing. Are you gonna keep streaming? It's kind of in the same vein. Absolutely yes. Again, my schedule is not changing. That's it. A lot of folks were asking, oh my god, are you gonna be able to collaborate with the Vshojo members, and will you? Yeah, absolutely. The members are my friends first and foremost. So again, if we want to collab, they want to collab with me, that's going to happen. That was the way it was before I joined. They invited me to the Minecraft server because I was a friend of theirs. I wasn't even slated to join the group or in talks about joining the group or anything like that when they asked me to join. They were just like, we like you, you're our friend, join our Minecraft server, And I was allowed to do that. I don't see any reason why things like that can't still happen. Last question that a lot of people had was, oh my god, what's happening to your merch? Because I do have merch stocked, and we were just selling it off of the Vshojo site, but now the Vshojo site for my merch is closing. Friday the 27th, it'll be done. If you didn't get to get any of that and you're like, but I really wanted that thing. I don't know exactly what's going to happen yet. We're still talking about it. There's so many back-end loose ends still being tied up as far as like small things like that go. I'll let you know when I know, here, Discord, Twitter, everywhere, once I know what's happening with it. But I'm going to be given some options, and I'm going to choose, what I feel like doing. If I take the merch myself, I just take it, I just have it. It will just be on a different link, and that's it, in its own store. I might not, I don't know, I'm not sure yet. I probably will. We'll see. I'll keep you updated. That's all. Any updates related to anything in the future, I usually post on Discord first. You can ask questions in Discord, and mods will ping me and be like, hey, what about this? So if you want a quick answer to anything, my Discord is the best spot to go to. Twitter, I will inform people. On here in this community tab, I will inform people. I'll just keep it updated. Yeah, if you care about any of that, if that's something you were worried about, that's where to go. And that is all. I want to say, I said this on stream, I want to say it again. This was a business decision. This didn't have anything to do with the members. This didn't have anything to do with anything that the business might have coming up, any specific decisions that they made. It wasn't like one thing or a specific thing that caused this. This was an overall, looking at everything in front of me, I wanted to make this decision, kind of decision, right? If someone tries to point out something, they think it's this, they think it's that, and I didn't explicitly say it myself, they made it up. They made it up. Okay? Have a good one, and I will see you on stream.
Okay, so now, before I wrap all this up, I want to search up on Twitter for Vshojo apology. Let me just... hold on. Okay, x.com. Cool. It sends me to where I wanted to go anyways. Nice. Okay, so, I will be reading all of this to kind of, blah, 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 blah. Okay, Vshojo has failed, and I've mismanaged the company into the situation you're all witnessing. So today, I am sharing the difficult news that Vshojo is shutting down, and I take full responsibility for the decisions that led us to this point. I've been doing everything I can to fundraise and right the ship these past few months, but despite my efforts, we are in a worse position, and those I care about are now paying the price. Over the past few years, we raised around $11 million to pursue a bold talent-first approach to VTubing, prioritizing creators and community over short-term profits to achieve long-term sustainability. Our our funding went directly to our creators through generous splits, uh, debut investments, infra- infrastructure, concerns, events, and staffing, all designed to support them. we also wanted talent. We also wanted talents to own their IP, which we knew was a unique creator-first approach for an agency. However, despite all our efforts, the business failed to generate the revenue we needed to sustain that model, and eventually we ran out of money. Additionally, I acknowledge that some of the money spent by the company was raised in connection with talent activity, which I later learned was intended for a charitable invest uh, initiative. At the time, we were working hard to raise additional investment uh, capital to cover our costs, and I firmly believed, based on the information available to us, that we would be able to do so and cover all expenses. We were unsuccessful in our fundraising efforts. I made the decision to pursue funding, and I own its consequences. I am deeply sorry to all the talents, staff, friends, and community members who believed in our brand. You did not deserve this. Justin Gunrun. I personally believe that he at least genuinely means that. Wait. Ooh, never mind. Never mind. Um, so, Justin claims to not know the propose of the funds, but he personally congratulated Iron Mouse on the completion of her charity fundraising event and reposted Ludwig direct directly mentioning that half the funds would go to charity. W Jack, by the way. Oh, there we go. Yeah, yeah. This this quote unquote apology is garbage. At first, I like kind of believed it because I don't know much about companies and stuff like that, but it definitely is not. Um, when the people in the comments and whatnot thumbed it down, I realized this apology is garbage. It's just garbage. But that is going to do it for this video. I will get this out whenever I can. And just go ahead and keep up showing love to everybody, guys. I will get this out whenever I can. And have a good night, because I will see you in my next video.